After picking up some passengers at the bus station, I decided to try and get some sleep, but that was easier said than done. I managed to get a few hours sleep and woke up early the next morning as we reached our next stop.
We're in a place called Porto Maldonado, which is about 6 hours from the border, I think, with Brazil.
Before long, we pulled out of the bus station, stopping for a moment to observe the local wildlife before getting back on the road to the border. And it wasn't too long before we were reaching the border with Brazil, where a whole lot of confusion ensued. The first job was to visit the Peruvian immigration office and stamp out of Peru.
Not quite sure what I'm doing now, because nobody speaks any English, so I've sort of stamped out of Peru, and now we need to somehow get to Brazil, which I think is that way.
Pretty soon everyone was back on the bus and we continued on to cross the Rio Acre out of Peru and into Brazil. The entry procedure was pretty straightforward and I got back on the bus to wait for the rest of the passengers.
Let me in. Yes.
We continued heading east into Brazil. The roads pretty much remained the same, the scenery remained the same. The only thing that broke up the tedium of the journey was the old little town that we'd passed through.
It's time for the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
This is 3 days in now. Let's see what we've got here. We've got the toilet down there. It's not too shabby at all, not too dirty. We've got a nice little sink. It's not too bad, really, if you have to.
That was the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
We carried on driving into the night before we pulled up in a small town in western Brazil.
Well, I don't know what's going on. We've just been pulled into a gas station somewhere and they told us we have to get off. We are in a place called Rio Branco, which is somewhere in Brazil.
Eventually another bus turned up that wasn't ours, and we were all told to get on this other bus, which was all, well, a little bit confusing and scary, really.
I'm trying to use my mangled Portuguese to ask what's going on and they just keep doing... So I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but we're on another bus. I'm a little bit scared.
The new bus took us all the way across town before pulling up outside a gas station.
We're being kidnapped. I'm too young to be kidnapped. Alright, so there's like a place to get food and stuff here. Maybe they're just having us wait here instead of wait round the corner, but I don't want anything to eat. An hour and a half now. Nobody has any idea what's going on. We're just stood here like lemons waiting for a bus that may or may not turn up.
Eventually, after a 2-hour wait at the side of the road, a familiar sight appeared.
Oh, let's go back on the bus.
We finally pulled out from the gas station and a couple of minutes later pulled up at the bus station around the corner.